Now, you said I gave my point. What is your thoughts?
Yeah, it's a tough one. It's a tough one, and my thing is, I agree with you. Um, as much as you want to think, because I don't think Christian is that kind of player that takes away from a team.
Yeah.
I think he's a very selfless player.
Yeah, for sure.
And I think that's one of the key ingredients. Is like if you had a player that you can tell, like, man, you can. It takes away from the other teams, but I think you gotta bring kind of like, if we want to go slang talk, his homeboys, his crew that he clicks with. I think you got to have that. I think you got to have the Tyler Adams. I think you got to have the Gio Reynas. I think you got to have the Zach Effens. Not Zach Steffen, Weston McKinney, but Zach Steffen in the goal as well. But you have these guys that have a dynamic chemistry. They know with their off the ball movements. It just there's a chemistry about the
Yeah.
certain crew. I think there is and I don't want to knock on Weston McKinney. I think he is his own player. I think Tyler Adams is his own player. But like the Christian Pulisic crew, like they're all a crew together. I think you have to ride that wave. I think you have to because if you become a coach that doesn't, when you take a big gamble, I don't think this is a gamble even close to worth it to
Yeah.
take on the other side
Yeah.
because the other side I don't think is that much better. It's
Yeah.
this is a special group, and like I think we are talking about it earlier. If Christian Pulisic doesn't get hurt, Chelsea runs through him. I think it runs through him and Ziyech, but
Yeah.
I think because those two they don't have anything like those two players on that team,
Yeah.
in my opinion, in
Yeah.
my humble opinion, because those two can make
Things happen individually.
something
Yeah.
out of nothing,
Yeah. Yeah.
something out of nothing.
Yeah.
And if we look all around, as much as Mount is good and things, there's something different. I mean, when Christian Pulisic puts the exact weight on a ball, but looking in this direction, that's the Ronaldinho, that's the
Yeah.
Messi, that's that number I mean, he is wearing a jersey and it's not too heavy for him.
Yeah.
It's
For sure.
not. It's exactly complementary. And I think the Gio Reyna and time as well is doing an exceptional job right now. Weston McKinney, Tyler Adams, because they're doing it. They're doing it. They're not coming off a bench. They're doing it at such a young age at the highest platform. There's a swag about it. And I think we're might gonna get them right at the right time where there's big stars that go to World Cup. It's their off season because they've already established it.
Yeah.
I think there's still a thing to prove that with the right coach, that's the group you right. I think defensively, you can have something set in stone. The complication becomes, in my opinion, from midfield up.
Yeah.
Now that's where you go three in the midfield, three up top. Do you go?
Yeah.
Uh,
And
that
then and that's the tough part, and that's why the coach has that biggest I think struggle right there is now creating a system around them. Before I let you go,
yeah.
the kid from Schalke just had a hat trick. Did you hear about this guy?
No, I haven't.
Hope is his name. I believe his last name is Hope, but it's Hoppe.
Oh, yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes, yes. He's a California kid.
Yeah. So, comes in, Schalke's on a terrible run, and they were losing, and he scores a hat trick. So another American maybe to keep our eye on, another American playing at the highest level. Maybe that's something we can just close with right now. But any
Yep.
closing words, Shawn, before we let the audience go?
No, I think, like I said, I think a lot of the things that we just said, it's kind of unknown and we want to be hopeful about, but a lot of exciting stuff. And I think that whole agreement of Pulisic and things, it's creating a blueprint of, um, and I want to quickly bring even Jack Harrison in the mix. The reason I want to bring Jack Harrison because he's an English guy that was in the Man United system, decided to come where? To US.
Yeah.
Played where? Collegiately at Wake Forest. Then goes MLS, then goes to Man City, then goes to Leeds, then from Leeds goes into the EPL and is a starter, okay, for Bielsa at Leeds. There is no
Right.
magic blueprint.
Right.
There is no magic
Beautiful
blueprint.
says.
And I want to
Beautiful
kind
said.
of put that in there because everybody's like, I want to go Europe, do what Pulisic said. But look, Jack Harrison did the flip. He came from Europe to America, went to college that people say you don't go to college. He
Right.
still went because the mom said, go right now. How many of that United players have you seen make it? He went out and back in and still made it. There
Yeah.
is no blueprint. And I think people got to find their personal niche, their blueprint, and make it their own.
Wonderfully said. 100% behind you. Hey, listen, I just want to take the opportunity to thank you, Shawn, for uh, not only today's conversation, but to kind of put the S2 in effect here. The S2 in effect. Um, and the fact that we've come into 2021 with I think, a great opening discussion. It's great. So I want to say thank you, and I appreciate you. And also take an opportunity to thank those who are supporting us, man. I just really grateful for the texts that I get, the messages on Instagram and Facebook, for people who support the S2 effect. So thank you guys out there, and thank you, Shawn.
Thank you, Shy. Absolute pleasure.
All right, have a good one, everybody.
Be safe.